Hey y'all, it's Kim. I'm back. I wanted to just put this up really quickly. Um, yeah, let me just get straight to it. Before I get into it, I really want to tell you to please, please, please take this to the Most High, um, because this is one that could be for you or could not be for you, you know. And especially when it comes to kingdom marriages, if you watch any of the prophetic videos online, then you know that this is a big topic. And I know that this is a big topic because this is something that God is doing in this season. Um, but then, I don't want to tickle anybody's ears. I don't want to be someone who comes on here and just says what I think the people want to hear. I actually had this dream on the 21st of March, and I've been holding off on it because I'm like, I don't want to be just that prophet online that's telling people what they want to hear. But I know this is definitely for someone, and I think this is for more than kingdom marriages. So let me go ahead and get in this. I'm going to try to keep this short. Remember, please take this to the Most High and ask Him if this is for you, and if so, what does it mean? So I had this dream March 21st of this year, and it started off in my mother's living room. And she was sitting on the couch on one end, and then one of my friend's stepfather was sitting on the other end. And it was like I was looking at them, and my mother was kind of like slumped down on the couch, maybe seeming like she wasn't in too good of a mood, maybe a little sad or down or something. And he was on the other side of the couch just looking at her really lovingly. And he looked at her and he said, in just such a loving way, like, my 22. And then it switched on over to this next part of the dream, um, where I guess I was walking and I saw these two girls that I grew up with. They're sisters, and they were in the car driving. Uh, so one sister was driving, and the other sister was in the passenger seat. And the sister that was in the passenger seat was speaking outside of the of her sister's window to me, like, yelling out to me. And she was basically telling me that she was so proud of my spiritual work and the journey that I've been on. And then that cut to another part of the dream, just looking at my notes. um no, yeah, that was it. uh well, in this, I did have a dream that I was with someone, and we just really had this great relationship. It was really fun, really peppy. Um, and I remember looking at he was getting dressed up for something, and everything looked nice. But I looked at his pants, and the bottom of his pants were really loose. And I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of, I want to change that. And then, so that was it. And when I woke up, I heard, women have won covenants. Women have won covenants. WON. And so, when I get up, I write down all my dreams. So as I was looking back on it, I was like, wait a minute, what is this? What? So I just want to go ahead and give a quick breakdown. Uh, for some of us, it's such a beautiful thing. God is very, I think He's very happy about the spiritual progress we're making. Uh, I don't know if you like me, but I tend to be hard on myself because when I slip up, when I mess up, when I'm imperfect, I kind of feel like, ugh, like I know He's upset. Um, which I don't even think that's His character. But either way, uh, He's very proud of some of us, very happy about that, and He is rewarding us. So if you can remember the first part of the dream where my mother was sitting kind of sad on the couch, and it was my friend's stepfather sitting on the couch, and he looked at her lovingly and he said, my 22. Uh, I looked up in the Strong's Concordance 22, and I thought I had it on here, but I know, I believe 22 in the Hebrew is for, it's a name that means God is my father. And I thought that was beautiful. But then it also means unmarried. So I was like, that's interesting. Okay, okay, okay. So I think that that's on two levels, right? So I think this is really confirming God's acceptance of us into his family, into his uh as his daughters. And I mean, I know that sounds like, okay, yeah, but that's really kind of big. Like, the God of the universe is really like, he really feels that way. I mean, the one that created this whole thing. That's wild when you really think about it. But also the fact that that 22 correlates to a word that means unmarried. And when I woke up, the Holy Spirit told me women have one covenant. And I found that interesting because he didn't just say you have one a covenant, uh, but women. And I know there are some people on YouTube that I really trust. And I know that we have similar dreams and visions. And so I've heard people say this, that God is doing something with women right now. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think this covenant is on two levels. I think it's marriage, but then I think it's also, I want to say perhaps is the, if you've heard of the word royal priesthood, that's something that he showed me and was confirming with me, and I'm like, royal priesthood. Uh, I think some of us, we are his royal priesthood. Why is this so hard to get out? Because I think because it's on two different levels. So for some of us, it may be marriage and, you know, a certain position in his kingdom, or it might be marriage or a certain position. Like, it may not just, it may not include both of those things. So I don't want to say, oh, you get married, girl, and you know you're gonna be doing this. You got to go to him about that. But I think for a lot of us, it could be those things. Um, and I think it's really I found it so wild that he said one, not you have, or I'm gonna give you, but one, WON. I'm like, wow. So that made sense to me when those two girls were driving in the car, and one was yelling out the window that she was so proud of my spiritual work and, you know, the progress that I've made. And ironically enough, her name is Aisha in real life. And I was Googling Aisha, and the Hebrew is Isha, or I guess you could maybe say Aisha, depending on how you pronounce it. But it means woman in Hebrew, and also in Aramaic, I believe it means like one who is alive and well and prosperous. Um, and of course, it's a woman's name. So this is about women. You know, God is doing something in this moment in time with women that I think is so beautiful. I think a lot of times, especially in this culture of like high value man, high value woman, men against women, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it's nice to be able to just step away from all of that, disconnect from all of that, and see what the Most High has to say. Because I think, and if I could be honest, a lot of times as a woman, as a black woman, I feel weird. It's like I'm pulled this way and I'm pulled this way. I don't know what to believe or who to believe or what group to be a part of, or, you know, this or that. And I'm just like, you know, a lot of people tell black women, black people, and women, uh, what we should be, right? You know, that's plenty of that online. And I think it's so beautiful that the Father has a place and a space for us, which he calls a covenant, which means you in it and you in it. When God gives a covenant, it's everlasting. It's it's like him basically giving you his word, the God of the universe giving you his word, giving you his blessings, giving you his uh, love, favor, and protection. And also, we know a covenant is marriage. Marriage is a covenant. So, this is just something to really think about and really to take before him. Again, he told me women, and the theme was about women. So I know it's not just for me, and I'm very excited because of where we are in time, and the things that are going to happen. We definitely need to have our tribe. We definitely need to know who we are and what we do for the kingdom, um, because it's getting real out here. So, man, I pray that whoever this is for, it can receive it, and that you please take it to him, because he can elucidate this more than I ever could. He has only given me a little bit, and after the little bit he's given me, hopefully I'm doing it justice. But of course, when you go to him, and just ask him to show me. I don't know, show me. He'll show you. He's awesome like that. So I hope you guys are well, and I hope this blessed you guys. And it's time to get excited. This is exciting. Like I'm being chill right now because I'm tired, but this is like exciting. Because even if it weren't just about marriage and it was just a covenant he's making with me, that's it fills me with so much purpose and worth, and I feel like he's specifically looking at me. And a lot of times it's hard to feel that very personal relationship with the Most High, for various reasons, but also because he's not a physical person standing here in front of you. And so a lot of people wrestle with things of the spirit and this idea of God. And so for me to know that I know that he's real, and also for him to very specifically be bringing me into his family and giving me purpose is more than I could ever ask for. So I hope you guys really are able to understand and hear what I'm saying. And, let me know what's going on in your life. Like, do you have a covenant? Has he spoken something similar to you? I want to know. All right. So that's all I have. I'll be back on at another time.